Back on with another burning issue. What's happening to our cricket team? They continue to be lambs abroad. They've been obliterated at the Oval. A hammering of an innings and 244 runs. That's the resounding victory. England have stamped their authority all over this test series ever since losing that test at Lord's, the second test at Lord's. Look at Mahendra Singh Dhoni and his boys, and also coach Duncan Fletcher. He needs to take a lot of flack. Heads have to roll. Responsibility has to be pegged. Accountability has to be fixed as to what is the reason why a team as talented as the one that Mahendra Singh Dhoni was leading, why a team that was 1-0 up in the 5 test series has now come back and been humiliated and has been beaten and thumped by 3-1 at the end of it. Was Team India too focused and distracted by Jadeja Anderson's pat? That's the bigger question. We are taking your calls live. Pick up the phone. Tell us, what is it that you feel? When will the selectors take away test captaincy from Dhoni, who has lost 5 test series outside the subcontinents in 2011? He is the Indian captain with the worst overseas record already. Just one short of equaling Brian Lara and Stephen Fleming's infamous record of worst captain overseas. And look at the match card, nothing much to write home about. They were sent in to bat in first at the Oval. They were able to put up only 148. That too thanks to Mahendra Singh Dhoni, who put up an 82, a fighting 82. Other than that, there was nothing to talk about right through. They had the chance to put England on the dock, but they dropped catches. Then there were many lapses, allowing the hosts to pile on 486 runs. 101 of those were scored in a mere 11.3 overs. It was a virtual T20 situation on the morning of day 3. That is what the Indian bowling was reduced to. They were picking them, and they were sent on a wild leather hunt all across the park, the Indian fielders. And then when they eventually got the English out, they had 338 runs to put up to make England bat again. There were more than 2.5 days of play left, but they folded for just 94 runs. That's the story. England, a massive innings and 244 run victory. We're taking your call. Saad bin Jung also joining us live at this point. Saad bin Jung, where do we start? Where do we start pointing fingers at? And who all do we pull?
The rot runs much deeper than just a player. The poor boys, they've done everything within their technical capability to go and perform, but they couldn't, and the reason is why. I think the issue rests with the horses for courses. Now, BCCI stopped breeding the right horses for this particular course with the advent of T20. He just got lost in that whole publicity, fame, and the money bit. And with that, our whole system, our whole coaching system, our whole, including the parents, including the players, they all got absorbed into this T20 issue. And the problem here, Anand, is, and this is, everyone should understand this, is that technique is nothing but instinct which is molded. And it's molded into the proper technique which you need to have for test cricket. You cannot mold that technique for T20 and then expect under English conditions where the ball moves just where good length is, it starts jinxing around. You cannot do that. You cannot tell Virat Kohli to now say, don't be chest on, close up, don't do this, don't do that. They can't. Their instincts are already formed. So I think the mess is of the BCCIs. They should have seen this coming, and it's not that they haven't been told. They have been told. We've all written about it. We've brought this to their notice. They just live in denial, or they just live in caught in this huge scandal of theirs that they don't want to come out of.
Sir, but Saad, I'm going to say good evening to Mr. Kishore Bhimani also. And Mr. Bhimani, do you agree to Saad, what Saad bin Jung says, especially after we drew the first test? We won at Lord's. It was history. We won at Lord's. Ajinkya Rahane was among the runs. Murli Vijay was among the runs. Virat Kohli, Cheteshwar Pujara got starts. You would want them to capitalize. You had the psychological edge when you went into the third test. What happened then?
Well, what happened is, I agree with Saad. A lot of it comes down to IPL, not directly, but let me tell you one thing. Over the years, our cricketers have played in county cricket. When they have played in county cricket, they have picked up experience of English conditions, whether it is swing, whether it is movement of the ground, whether it is weather conditions, overcast conditions, whatever it is. Now, what is happening now is, all that is out. Now it is those 2 months of IPL which seems to be the focus of the players, and they have proved it. As you rightly say about Lords, yes, we won at Lords, we called ourselves Lords of Lords, yeah. But then what happens? Sustained. You see, it's like football, scoring the first goal, but it's a 90-minute match. This is a 5-test series. Now, in a 5-test series, you've got to have a sustained effort, not just one. This is what also comes of one-day cricket and IPL, that you have to score quick runs and get out. Now, you can't. They played some terrible shots. Today there were 2 run-outs. I mean, how can you have a run-out when you are fighting for survival? How can you hang your bat out time and time again? And my point, Anand, is very simple. What on earth was Duncan Fletcher doing? Why is Duncan Fletcher getting away with it series after series? To see that we are lions at home and lambs abroad. We lost 4-0 to England last time. We lost 3-1 this time. And innings and 244 runs. I mean, if there is one more test, if this downward algebra graph goes down, then we would be losing much worse. I mean, it was getting worse 3rd, 4th and 5th tests.
True. Do stay on, gentlemen. We have thrown open the phone lines and the calls are pouring in. Lot of anguished fans. We've got Ram and Sachin joining us from Bangalore and Shishir joining us from Virginia. Ram, Sachin, please stay on. I'm going to go across to Shishir first. Yes, Shishir.
Yes, my question is this. Okay, so BCCI is not a government organization. So should we believe that their motive is just profit and they still would believe that they've received what they wanted from this series? What about national pride?
Fair question, Shishir. And were they more focused on what was happening off the field than what should have happened on field? That's the other question. Ram and Sachin. Go ahead, Ram.
Hi, this is Ram from Bangalore. Hi, Bhimani sir. I rightly agree with you. I would like to tell a small instance what T20 has caused, and I saw it in my cricket academy. See, I had made an admission. The parents asked me, how long will it take my son to play India? I just told them, see, it's depending on his grasping knowledge. Sir, if he doesn't play for India, at least he has to play for IPL. That was their reply. And see, most of the players, they don't play abroad. And they have the throwaway attitude. I face a bouncer, next ball I should get bowled. This is wrong. Make them play abroad. See, people like Saurav Ganguly, Rahul Dravid debuted on the English pitches and they became wonders. So we want people, BCCI is thinking that people we can, in one match we can find a Rahul Dravid. No, you have to transform yourself to a Sachin or a Rahul Dravid or a Saurav Ganguly. They cannot be handpicked. They have to be made.
True.
They have to get transformed.
Fair point, Ram. Thanks for calling in. Yes, Sachin. Appreciate your patience. Go ahead, please.
Hi again. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to raise my voice. The point, as one of our panelists said, that we've been playing a lot of IPL matches, which is bringing down the quality of our cricketing. Now, the same stars, the previous stars like the Dravids or the Lakshmans or the Tendulkars of the world, did play abroad and have scored double and triple centuries. Now, what has happened with our younger generation who are being constantly haunted by this bad performance abroad? I think we need to relook at the whole system of cricketing because BCCI has been maligned with a lot of scandals, and this is one of the main issues of Indian cricket system. We were fine until the World Cup. After the World Cup, we won the World Cup. We become too competent, and I think we have just taken them for granted.
All the criticism welcome, all system questioning, all of it welcome, but I still cannot understand what happened after Lords. You had drawn the first test, but however you did it, you won the second one. You would want to take that advantage. You have young blood, you had batsmen among the runs, and you had bowlers who were doing well. What turned things around? Let's see if the captain can give us some answers. Mahendra Singh Dhoni, after that humiliating loss at the Oval and after being drubbed and thumped in this series, despite being 1-0 ahead after 2 tests. Take a listen to what the captain had to say.